Hello and good morning. It's good morning in South Africa this morning. Welcome to this week's weekly analysis webinar, Elliot Wave Market Analysis webinar. Apologies for the time change. We couldn't do the webinar last night or on Sunday, but we're here now, and the link will be available on YouTube as well. So let's get started. Let's start with just the queries that people have been struggling to find me on TradingView. I think that's because you try to search for Victor Manena, but instead my username is only V Manena on TradingView. I think that's why it's a bit difficult to just locate me and search for me on TradingView. So that's my username on TradingView. If you'd like to follow me there, I post a couple of charts every now and then on TradingView. You can follow. Please do like the charts as well, and do like this video as well. And share the link with anybody who may be interested, may help someone. So let's go into the charts, and also if I can just give you my contacts before we start, because I usually do this at the end, but some people don't watch to us up until the end and they just want to contact me right away. So this is my contact details. My email address is vnena@gmail.com. And my contact number is it's an international number. This is the number that I use for WhatsApp, Telegram, or a normal text message or a normal call. That's plus 278279666324. Okay. So there are my contacts. It's actually a plus there. If we can just edit it. Let me just edit it. Plus. Need to get that off. The numbers came out wrong. Plus 278279666324. I'm gonna need to clear all that and do it again. Do it all over again quickly. Vima. @gmail.com. The number is plus 278279666324. Yeah, much better now. So that's vmanena@gmail.com, plus 278279666324. So I never miss an email. If I do miss it for some reason or other, you can just try and send that email again. I usually don't go more than 24 hours without responding to the emails. Text, you can find me immediately on Telegram, WhatsApp, or a normal mobile call. Okay, so there's also a Telegram group so that you can follow in order to get the links, not to get signals. So I don't do signals. Just want to get that Telegram group up so you can see it. There's Trading Waves. Let's clear that. So the group is this one here. t.me/trading_waves. If you can see it on the video, that is a Telegram group. That is where I usually post the links for the webinar. All right. So that's where you'll find me, just so you don't miss the webinar. Also on TradingView, on my under my status, I will usually post the link for the webinar, and after the webinar, I'll post the link to the video itself. Okay, so I think we can get started now. Now we've got the admin stuff out of the way. Okay, let's start. We're gonna start with our chart that we posted on the 17th of November. That is the correlation between the DXY and the euro. So this is the chart that I posted last time, and if some of you remember that the euro US dollar, we are on an impulsive move up, and the DXY is doing the exact opposite with an impulsive move to the downside. So this impulse was up at wave 3 in yellow. Was up at wave 3 in yellow. So we forecasted the end of wave 4, or the apparent end of wave 4, in order for us to push up further to complete the move to wave 5 on both. So while wave 4 is correcting to the downside on Euro US dollar, similarly, wave 4 in yellow, as you can see there, let's get the wave 4 in yellow correcting on wave 4 so that we can get wave 5 to the upside. Same here, wave 4, so that we can get a move to the downside on the DXY. Okay, so let's see how this is going so far and get into the chart. Right, so let's just play this. We got this, and then we got a little bit of that. Okay, we got that, and they got a little bit of that. So something has changed, and not with the structure, and I'll just explain what has happened here. Right, so remember, we're still looking for that wave 5. So let me just get the Euro US dollar chart now, the live Euro US dollar chart, and show what has happened here and what could potentially be happening with this pair. And just in terms of the course that I didn't mention about the course, we've done our last course for the year, and the next course will only be in February, the first week of February next year. So anybody who would like to join that, the course will only be next year in February, but you can still join our group and learn in the meantime. When you join the group, I send you the videos of the previous course so that you can get started. So if you've got time during the holidays and you would like to join the course, you can email me and inquire about it, and you'll get the videos and then prepare yourself. By the time we actually do the course next year, you'll be prepared. Okay, so this is the Euro US dollar chart. Let's get higher time frame out, daily. Just loading the daily chart here. And we'll come back. All right, so on the daily, this is that move that we forecasted. We've got this impulsive move. So you can see the yellow. Let's just look at the yellow for now. If you look at the yellow, we've got a 1, 2, this internal wave count, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5, 3, and then 4. So this is the move. Let's just put it in colors. 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. So we were focusing the end of this move so that we can get wave 5 to the upside, right? Okay, so here are the possibilities. We've got the correction. We broke out of this. We broke out with a 3-wave structure instead of a 5-wave structure. You see here, we've got a 5-wave structure, or we've got a 3-wave structure. So potentially what could happen here, we had this initial 1, 2, 3 here. We could get another 1, 2, 3. This will not change the structure. All it will do is that this will be a larger correction now. It's going to be 1, 2, 3, which is a W, 1, 2, 3, X connector, 1, 2, 3, could be another Y. This will still be a valid wave 4 in the higher degree for us to get a move higher to wave 5. Okay, and this is an even better move because now this is a deeper correction. So what has happened here, let me draw it clearly on the 4-hour chart. So nothing has changed the structure. It's just the smaller structures in the lower degree building up to form bigger structures in the higher degree. I'm just loading the 4-hour chart. I think it'll be a bit clearer on the 4-hour. Okay, so now we've just zoomed in into that wave 4 that we've been looking at. Let's just focus on that. All right, so this is what we have here. We do it in red. So you've got 1, we've got 2, we've got that 3. Okay, now we had that in the middle. We had 1, we got 2, we got 3. Let me do this one a bit clearly. This one should be here. This was the end here. And then we thought we are now ready to go. But as we know, we've got double correction, triple correction. So now it looks like we're going to make a double correction here. So we've got 1 here initially. 1, 2, 3. We've got 1, 2, 3 as well. Maybe let me do it as a 1, 2, 3 so you can see. It's 1. You can see it's 3 waves in between. Okay. So what do we anticipate? We anticipate that we may have another 1, 2, 3. But this, you can see I'm forecasting a zigzag here. It does not have to be a zigzag. It can be any corrective structure. And I'll show you why after we've labeled this one. So let's label this one. This is a W here. 1, 2, 3. That's an X. 1, 2, 3. That's a Y. Okay. But this Y does not have to be a zigzag. It can be any corrective structure because this one corrective structure, which is looking like a zigzag, interconnector here, X, which is I usually call it a subcorrection, and then we've got a Y. So what we could have here, potentially, instead of a zigzag this side, it can be any corrective structure. Remember I said it can even come down here, take this low at the bottom, and come back, take the top, come back down before we get the expected move to the upside. Will this change the structure? It won't change the structure at all because we will still have 1, 2, 3, W, 1, 2, 3, X, 1, 2, 3, regular flat. Okay. So the structure will not change. So if we push down lower and lower, and then we come and retest this and this jumps, we may still come down here before we go up. And this whole thing will still be a valid wave 4 for us to push for wave 5. Nothing has changed there. So this corrective structure is just doubling up. But let's watch it and see how it goes. Okay. It's a possibility. Right. So another possibility here is that this 1, 2, 3, you get 1, 2, 3, get 1, 2, 3, get another 1, 2, 3. Here you get a corrective structure. And then this thing is actually ready to go. Because you already have a 1, 2, 3, so you may need another corrective structure for this to go. So if we are not going to get that WXY, and this is called all the correction that we needed, then this will be correcting the first part of the initial move. You can see the move has started. If it gets corrected like this, then Euro is actually ready to go like that to wave 5. So both possibilities. Okay. Hope that is clear. Dave was saying, can you make that a different color? I think that was 5 minutes ago. I missed that. Okay, I'll just make sure that I keep looking at the chat box. So I think it was clear. I've been varying the colors. I hope that was clear, Dave. Right, so next, now let's go to US dollar CAD. US dollar CAD. So US dollar CAD is a very interesting one because it has respected exactly what we said last week to the pip. So this was we just go a bit lower, higher time frame, a bit of a higher time frame, so we can see what was happening before. We've got this long move that is coming from right at the top, coming down like this, and we are getting this corrective structure here that is correcting all of that move right now. So let's look at this corrective structure. We're going to look at this one here. Okay, so you can see we've got that big impulsive move to the downside, and now we're getting this pullback. I don't know if that is the end of that move, but what is happening here is what we saw last week was that we had this 1, 2, 3 move to the upside. So you can see 1, 2, 3, and then it was starting to form this corrective structure. 1, 2. We actually sold here. We actually sold here, thinking that it was going to go, just going to make a 1, 2, 3, and then go. Okay, but we got just this piece of this trade. But it actually made a clearer structure after that, which was a 1, which was a 2, which was a 3. Draw it clearly. Here's 1, 2, 3. A perfect regular flat in the middle, as you can see over there. And then after that, so how we know corrective structures is that when they reach their end, we get a strong impulsive move like we did here. So here there's a potential trade in the coming sessions. What you need to wait for is a clear flag like this here for a move to the upside. You could get a potential similar move to what we have here. So this could be ready for another move, a 1, 2, 3, giving you an ABC here. I'm just calling it ABC for the sake of this video. This should actually be a WXY because it's a 3-wave structure, not a 5-wave structure. So a very nice trade coming up here on US dollar CAD. So the move is still gonna, it looks like it's still gonna go up. Okay, very clear. Let me just go to the 1 hour time frame on this pair so we can see this swing and how we can trade it. Okay, Dave. Right. It's loading the 1 hour time frame. So there's a potential trade here. You don't want to miss this. So already, it has already made a nice corrective structure. So what could have happened is here, you could have taken this move here, right? But it may have taken you out here with this flag, but that's okay. And I don't even mind missing this part of the move. But as you can see here, we had a 1, 2, 3, and this is in the 1 hour time frame. You see, we had similar to what I was showing you on the 4 hour time frame, and this is on the new swing now. So you're getting fractals, you're getting the similar moves. So now you got a impact this correction here. Look out for this. Don't miss this one. Actually, we're making a flag here. I don't know if that is all if it is complete like that. So I'll be looking to buy the breakout of this. This on the 1 hour now. So if it closes above the next candle will take it up. Okay, we already have a nice corrective structure, expanding flat in the middle there. So now, as you can see, remember what I said about the corrective structure just now? You get a 1, 2, 3, and then when it pushes up with a strong impulse after the completion of the pattern, this is exactly what has happened here. So this is a continuation pattern that we are anticipating here. So don't miss US dollar CAD in the next coming sessions. There's a potential trade there. US dollar chief in the 4 hour. Okay, so US dollar chief was anticipating that it will come back up here to this level and take this low. So that from there, then it will come back. Let me not do it with the rough colors. Let me do it with straight lines. So I was anticipating that it will crawl up to this level. Just show the level there in blue. Let me switch off this. Show the level in blue to this level. So if it did that, the pattern that we're going to have was this 1, 2, 3. And I'm not saying that has changed yet, just because we've got to move down. So let's just look at that move. That is that current move that looks like it's going down now. So here you can see we've got an impulsive move to the upside. And that impulsive move has not been corrected from when it started. So here we've got a pull down. Potentially, you could have something like this. Another one for a further move to the upside. So we just need to watch how this behaves here in this area. And also if it just does this, but I doubt that is what it's going to do because there hasn't been any correction here yet. I doubt that it can just do this and move to the downside. I'm more inclined to this. If it just does this, but I doubt that is what it's going to do because there hasn't been any correction here yet. I doubt that it can just do this and move to the downside. I'm more inclined to this. I'm more inclined pushing further up, either by getting us the structure first and then go back up there to retest that level that we're looking at there. You can see there's a level that we would be wanting to be tested first. Okay, so if it does test that level and moves back with a strong impulse to the downside, we get an indication of a corrective structure, continuation pattern. We're going to be trading it back down to this level. Okay, so we're looking at that. Right, so New Zealand, US dollar. So most of these structures you can see today, I'm not really going higher, I'm not mostly going to the higher time frames. So if you want to see the higher time frames of this analysis, go to the previous videos. Like almost every video, I usually start with a higher time frame analysis, and I've been doing this one for the last couple of months, almost on a weekly basis. I do this New Zealand pair higher time frame analysis. Okay, so that's the only one that I'm gonna do a higher time frame so you can see clearly. So similarly here, we had a big impulsive move to the downside, and everything that we're getting right now is a corrective structure. Okay, so how does this corrective structure look now? So what we're looking at this as a 1, a 2, and then a 3, it will go. But it didn't go, so this may have changed to be this structure, and then we go like that. But that will all depend on what happens with the structure that is currently forming down here. We're going to come to it and see if we're going to get this A, B, C. If we do get this, and it looks like a perfect flat in the middle here, as you can see, 1, 2, 3 over there, and then we're going to go. Okay, but it did not go with a strong impulse as we expect of a pattern here to start. So let's look on the forward time frame. We're going to focus on this piece here to see if we're getting any indication of a reversal there. Let's go 4 hours. So on the 4-hour time frame, if this is my trend coming down here, you can see that we've broken out of this trend line to the downside here. Okay, and you see that there's an indication of a reversal here. We've broken out of the downward channel. That doesn't mean anything yet. We've got an impulse as well. Okay, and it looks like we are getting all of this correction here. So if that is the correction that we're getting, then this is an indication that we may be starting a move up. Okay, let me go lower. As you can see there, just focusing on this move here. We've got this impulse up here. There's an impulse up, and then we're getting this correction here. Okay. That's what we're getting. So we'll see how this correction here plays out. We're going to be watching it. Doesn't look ready yet. Doesn't look to be complete, but we'll be looking for a move to see if we get a clear corrective structure here. Right now it's incomplete. Okay, so that's New Zealand. DXY we already did. We'll do the rest of the... All right, so Audi USD I did last week as well. Actually did the whole cycle of this pair last week. You should watch the last week's video. So this is the 4-hour time frame. I'm anticipating that anytime now, let me just do daily just so you can understand what I'm trying to do here. I'm anticipating a big correction on Audi US dollar in the next couple of sessions. And that correction, I'll show you how that could play out. So what we have here, we had this move here. Remember, this was the big impulsive move to the downside, similar to New Zealand, similar to CAD, with a big move to the downside, and now we're getting all of this correction. So now let's understand what's happening with this correction. Okay, so far, this is what we have here. We've got 1, we've got 2, we've got 3. It's a clear WXY with 3 wave structures all over. All right, so what am I anticipating? We're anticipating another move that could potentially do something like this. Let me just take this off so we can have space. You can see we've got a move down. This move has not been corrected yet. We must get a correction at any time. At any time, this should start giving us a corrective structure, like a big corrective structure, possibly similar to this size, before we get a move down. Why do I want a structure like this? We just draw the level that it could. So if we get a corrective structure like this, it does not have to happen here. It can happen anytime. We can start getting something like this. If we get something like this on Audi, there will be a big trade to the downside. So this is a level that we want to be retested if we get this big corrective structure here. What will that do? That will give us, let's get an arrow, impulse 1, 2, 3. And what will that red correction be? That will be a big corrective big flat correction, if we're forecasting it like that. So it's an impulse 1, 2, 3 before another move lower. Obviously, that's going to take a couple of days, couple of weeks, months to happen, because this correction may take quite a number of weeks before it forms. As you can see how long it took here, from April up until actually April up until December here. That's over 8 months in this correction. So it may take just as long. But when this correction is over here and we break to the downside, then we get all of those pips to the downside. So that's still gonna be far, but we're gonna wait for it because it's gonna be a couple of thousands of pips, right? So here's to Lazar before we do gold. Okay, so US dollars are, I'm gonna go to the 4-hour time frame. All right, so US dollars are reversed with three waves at the top. Clear reversal at the top. Let's make this bigger so it can be visible. It's a 3-wave reversal. As you can see here, we've got 1, got big correction, we've got 3. So I would not be surprised if we get a 1, 2, 3. So if we get a 1, 2, 3 like this on US dollars, then that's 3 waves, and then we get the move to the downside. So for now, not very clear for a trade. So, but if it does break this, because you can see that it's already starting to form this corrective structure here. You can see that we're already starting to form this one. Okay, so this is what we're going to be waiting for. This corrective structure here, whichever type it forms, then we're going to be selling it to the downside. So Rand could still be strong against the US dollar in the next coming sessions. We just need to see how this will play out here. But for now, it looks like we've got an impulsive move up. So if you're a short-term trader, you've got an impulse, you may get a correction here, get another move up. So that will be 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. I don't think this will be this short. It may be this short. If it's a zigzag, then that will be fine. Then you get another move to the downside. Remember, if it's a WXY, this has got nothing to do with this except for the degree. Only the relationship between this is the degree. So this can be any corrective structure, can be zigzag, flat, triangle, any of the Elliot wave corrective structures. Okay, so with US dollar ZAR, you need to wait a bit. So let's do gold. So I don't know what's happening with this structure there. Suddenly just give me 2 bars on trading view. Try, okay, it's loading. Okay, that's gold on the 8-hour chart. I don't know if trading view allows you to do 8-hour time frames on a free subscription. So let's do gold. This part that I've done a couple of weeks back. Let's do 4-hour. That's happening to my chart. Okay, just try to load it again. Okay, my gold chart doesn't want to load. Okay. It's taking a bit of time. Just bear with me. I don't know what's wrong with this specific chart. It's only loading 1 bar. Maybe if you try to get from another broker, XAUSD, XAUUSD, another broker, maybe it will be better. Okay, looks like there's a problem with the data coming from that broker on TradingView. Okay, but that we sorted now. Let's go. Yeah, I've got a 4-hour time frame here. Let's do the full analysis here of this swing here. If you remember a couple of weeks back, I said we've got the impulsive move to the downside, and now all of this that has been happening here is correction. So yeah, this is all a corrective structure. So let's see how we were looking at this corrective structure. So this is what I looked at. So we had the impulse up, 3-wave structure up, 1, 2, 3 back. So 3-wave structure up, 1, 2, 3, 3-wave structure back, and then another 1, 2, 3. So this was not completed as yet. So we thought that was going to do this. Okay, but that has changed slightly. It's still going to be the same structure, but we'll just show you how this is going to play out now. If that is the higher degree, 1, 2, 3, 1, 1, 1. The lower degree is obviously 1. We do it not with arrows this time, it's just straight lines. It's 1, 2, 3. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3 lower degrees. Okay, similarly, 1 correction in the middle, running flat there, 3. Okay, so if that is a 1, 2, 3, so look at how easy it is to label this. So if this is my first highest degree here, it will be a W because it's 1, 2, 3, connector X, and then Y, which we believe is still incomplete. Okay. I'm taking this off because this red is still not yet complete. So let's finish this side first, and then we're going to get to the red. We do the lower degree, which is the green degree here. 1, 2. See how easily it fits. And you can see that this is exactly equals to this. Okay, so if that's the lower degree, you will have another degree here if you go down to the lower time frame. So we're just going with the green degree here. So you'll also get the green degree on all the strings here, just going like this. See, the green degree is just 1 lower than the red. So anywhere where there's a red, you just get 1 degree. There's an impulse and a correction. You can see that it fits perfectly in on all these sides. You can see here 1 correction in the middle. There. Okay, so then we're getting another green degree, correction in the middle, and then we get this green degree here. Okay, so if that is the structures that we have, here I do not have the red yet. I don't have the red yet, so my red will be higher than this. 1, 2, 3. Okay, this will typically be parallel to this one, but because of space, I'm just going to put up here out of the screen so you can see. Let's see what structures we have here, because what I've done here, I did not label this. I've just put up the structures that I'm anticipating. So what did I do? I started with the big one, 1, 2, 3. So if that is the 1, 2, 3, that is W, that is X, that is Y. Right, so the Y at the end. Lower degree than that, W, X, Y. Now it's just the red degree, as you can see. 1, 2, 3 in red, W, X, Y. See, there's no 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here. You don't label something that is not there. So if we're still on the red degree, W, X, Y, the top, I'm just going to put it here, because if I put here, you won't see the number here because we're out of the screen. So this Y, the yellow Y and the red Y should be up here. Okay, so if I go down to the lower degree, it's just labeling becomes second nature after you've identified the structure. WXY. We don't label something that is not there. WXY. See here. WXY. See how quick I've done this, because I'm just identifying the structures. You can do this even to the lower time frame, but essentially what you have here, if you see what I've done here, you have a zigzag in red, WXY. Here's the zigzag in red, WXY, a correction in the middle, which is a regular flat, see here, and then a possible regular flat on this side. You see here? So essentially what I have here is this corrective structure 1, which is a W, another corrective structure in the middle, X, and then a corrective structure, Y. So this is all playing out well. We are now in the X of this red on this side. 3 waves. 1, 2, 3. Easy like that. That's how easy this is, if you understand the structures. You see, it took me only just a minute to put up the labeling, but I spent a bit of time identifying the structures that are there. All right, so let me not take that off as yet. So now we are in this area here. So we need to understand what is going on. So before I remove the label, okay, let me just remove the green there so you can see the structure that we're still looking at. So last week we had this push up here, and we thought that we're going to get another one that looks like this, 1, 2, 3, and then a push higher. that will complete the structure before we came down with the green. See, yeah, this is what we're anticipating, that we're gonna do this first. Took the wrong color. That we're gonna do this first. So we were anticipating this down move. We just didn't think that it would just go all the way like that. Okay, so we did sell here, but we thought we were gonna take some profits when we come to this level. Okay, but it pushed lower, but it doesn't change the structure. What this simply means is that you had a move down, you had a 1, 2, 3 waves pull back, and then you get another move down. So essentially, your green degree here is just like this, W, X, Y. So now we'll be anticipating a reversal to come and retest the top here. Okay, remember a couple of weeks back, I said, I forecasted that we're gonna be buying gold around the 229 area. And this is the reason why. This is the reason why I was focusing on the 244, 229 area. We've already tagged the 244 area. When we had this pullback, I thought we were gonna have something like this. So you can see that the only thing that we didn't know was the only thing that we didn't know how it would play out was this corrective structure. Okay, I just focused that we're gonna have a pullback, maybe a corrective structure that is short and then move down. The forecast was still right. It's just that we had a longer corrective structure. You can see there. Now we're already going to that level, and this level is around. Actually, even the 224 area the 214 area is possible. Okay, so for now on gold, so you know where you are on the cycle. Risky to sell it now because you already moved so much, and typically, if this length, you may get similar length to that, giving you a B, C, like that, before you get a reversal. So there aren't any signs of reversal as yet. And it looks like we're getting a continuation pattern to the downside. There's no indication of reversal there. So corrective structures like this can be sold similarly to what you would have done here. Corrective structure, sell, sell, sell. That's how clear gold is. All right. So we've done all the US dollar pairs essentially. Today I'm going to start with the pound pairs before I start with the yen pairs, because this one has been quite interesting. Let's start with the pound pairs. Let's start with pound Audi. This one that I'm specifically looking for, can't remember which one it is. Euro Audi. Let's start with the euros. Sorry, the euros. I'll show you something very interesting here on the euros. So Euro Audi, remember last week we were counting an impulse move up. Let's just show that impulse move up on the daily. So you can see how important it is to know the sequence. Right, so you can see that we had a big move to the downside. We actually traded this move here. This move to the upside, we traded all of that swing here. All of this one here. Okay. And then we get a correction. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. See here, that's why we're anticipating that with this move, we'll still continue to the upside. Okay. So now, if we have a sequence and we're counting upwards, so we just wait for corrective structures to show us continuation. So now we've got the big move to the downside. Now we're getting this correction. So let's look how this correction was playing out last week here, right at the top here. So we're going to look here on the lower time frame on the 4 hour. Let's go to the 4 hour. Show this interesting continuation pattern that we traded. Now, some strategies, if you had a move going down like this, a strong move going down like this, you see how strong that move is. Now, some people will think, all right, this pair has been going up for a long time, and now we're getting a strong move to the downside. We're actually selling. But when it was doing this, I can just show you in our group, we're actually trying to buy it. We're actually trying to buy it as it was going down because we understood the structure. You see there? So this is what I was looking at. That is that exact corrective structure that I have on there. So that was the impulse. We had this corrective structure here, expanding flat. And after that corrective structure, we got a move up, impulse up. Okay? And then we got another one. Very similar. So we could already see how this structure played out as, and we're getting exactly the same thing. So this is why we bought this thing right here. You can see this is how we post the trades in our premium group. We bought it right here on the reversal without any indication or confirmation, just looking at the structure. We took an aggressive buy here, and this thing just moved up with a big impulse, with a big impulse move. But that is not all that is happening there. Look at this again. Higher time frame, you have actually that has not played out yet. Let's just go to the real chart and see how that played out on the higher time frame. Let's just go back to the chart. You see this, that first one that I spoke about, you do it with yellow. Got a 1, 2, 3. Then we get a move up. Big move up. Get another 1, 2, 3. This is where we bought. Then we get a move up. Right. So look what is happening in the higher time frame. Very interesting stuff. In the higher time frame, you have this move. You see that the move in pink is exactly similar to the two moves in yellow. 1, 2, 3. So you actually had 3 fractals here in one correction. Look here. Can anybody see this? 1, 2, 3 fractal. And then a 1, 2, 3 fractal. 1, 2, 3 fractal. And then we go. This is how powerful fractals can be. All right, so now what do we have? We bought here, we got the move up here. Now we want a nice corrective structure here. It does not have to be like this. So any continuation pattern, whether it's on the 1 hour or the 4 hour, there's still a trade here because we're still anticipating push higher. So you need to wait for something like this. Either it does something like this and push out, right? But it may take you out because this may not be the complete structure here. So the complete structure may be a 1, 2, 3 before you actually go. So this will be a nice one because then if you get a nice one like this, then you know you're still getting a push higher. Okay, so I'm still anticipating that we still have continuation here. You see where my wave 3 is. We still want, that's not the exact figure. Obviously, I need it to be a minimum of 1.6 for me to be able to put a wave 3. Obviously, that depends on the rules that we apply for our levels, wave levels and sizes. So trade that is coming up, don't miss this one. There's still quite a lot to get here. We've only got this piece of the move. So when this happens, if we took it here, we're just moving our stop here. Whatever happens up there, we're going to be running it risk-free. Right, so that's Euro Audi. Let's go Euro New Zealand. So Euro New Zealand, you can see that we're getting all of this. This whole thing here is a corrective structure. Getting a correction here. So how is that playing out? So let's look at it. Okay, you're gonna push up there. Now it's coming down like this. You may get something like that here. Maybe a slight push lower back to the trend line before we push higher. See there? So let's watch it come down there to that level. Maybe 1, 2, 3 there. Then we get another push lower. But essentially, we're still looking for more upside on the euros. Okay, that's Euro New Zealand. Euro Audi we've done. Euro CAD. I'm going to finish with Euro Pound. So when I'm done with Euro Pound, we go to Euro. We go to the pound pace. So Euro CAD, look here, just to show the structure that we're looking at. So we've got this structure, 1, 2, we're looking for a 3 here. Okay. Let's show where it comes from. Why am I looking for a 3? 1, 2. We're looking for a 3 down. Okay. But for now, it's not coming down immediately. So you know, the market moves in waves. Let's see what is happening now. We've got a push higher. So there's a small trade here to the upside as it's going with the rest of the euros. So you need to watch it as it comes to this level, because it may come down back here for another push higher before we actually go lower. See how the waves work. Right? So this will be a regular flat. It can be any type of correction that we know. So a regular flat here in the middle before we get another push higher. So you can still get buys to the upside first here. So here it's playing out nicely. So if you break out of this, keep an eye on this one. You're going to get a trade here. If you come to this level, you move your stop. Obviously, when it breaks out here, your stop level is just going to be under the flag. Get to this area, move your stop to break even to see if you're not going to go push higher. Okay, that's Euro CAD, Euro Chief. Euro Chief is on this diagonal here. I think it's longer than that. That's the diagonal we're looking at on Euro Chief. So that's the impulse. We're getting a diagonal. Getting an ending diagonal there. To confirm that, we need to see strong divergence on the MACD there. See if we're getting strong divergence. So that price is making higher highs, but the indicator is actually doing the opposite. If you look at that, you're getting just lower lows, lower lows, lower lows, lower lows, lower lows. So that tells you that soon you're going to have a big move to the downside. But remember, the MACD doesn't tell you when you're going to, where you're going to reverse. It just tells you expect a reversal soon, reversal ahead. But the structure currently is telling us there's still a push higher, similar to the rest of the euro pairs. we're still gonna have a push higher. You've got an impulse here, you've got a correction here. You may get this push higher before you get a move to a fourth. But this is not gonna be a single move. It can be a big corrective structure, right? Before we go to wave 5. Where do I fit this one here? Over there. Because this diagonal is only happening in wave 3. It's ending diagonal. And we know typically ending diagonals push above this line. So right now, there's this structure that can push higher for now. Okay. Now let's do euro pound, and we do the pound pairs. Okay. Euro pound, we had this impulsive move to the upside, and now we had the big move down. That was the impulse that we had. Now we're having the move down. And then after that move down, we're getting this correction. Okay. And that correction looks like it's starting to become complex. What do I this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, A, B. Let's do the ABC there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, A, B, C. I want you to understand this correction. Right, so I'm gonna remove the numbers there. You see how these corrective structures look without any labelings there, or if you're doing it on your own. That's the move. After the move, we get this. So typically, you just expect that it will do 1, 2, 3, and it will go down, right? This is what you would expect. You move down, 1, 2, 3. This is your regular flat, and then we go down. But look what is happening here. We're getting a strong impulsive move to the upside, and that's confirming the bearish stance that I'm looking at in the pound pairs, as you will see when we do the pound pairs. But we did not get this. So if we did not get this, and this is carrying on like this, what are we getting? Okay, two things that we could be getting. It could be either a triangle or a complex correction. Right, so let's look at that. See if we can classify it as a triangle. Not really. You can see that if we're drawing the trend lines properly, this cannot be a triangle. Clear explanation, as I've shown this pattern numerous times. Impulse down, you get another impulse. Okay, after that you actually get a structure in the middle here. 1, 2, 3, which is a regular flat. Let's just mark the regular flat with the blue colors. There's your structure in the middle there. So if that is your regular flat in the middle, then it means this green is only correcting the red degree. So if the red is correcting the green, if the green is correcting the red degree, what should we get here? We should get a red move. So if this is the red move, it means the red move is 1, is 3, 2, is 3. And then what should we get after the red move? The red move is correcting the yellow. So it means that we've got the yellow, the red move, and the downside. That's how we focused. Okay, so now it looks like you're going to have a trade to the upside on pound, euro pound. If you look at the structure, we're anticipating upside. Okay, actually, we can read like this. So you need to wait for corrective structure to take you up. Right. That's a trade that you potentially have there. So now let's do the rest of the pound pairs. Pound New Zealand. So So look, if you look at the pound New Zealand, it has actually reached the end of the cycle as I have been anticipating. When it reached the 98.34 area, you can see that was my forecast there, touched it and reversed. Now, what we need to see here is a corrective structure, but preferably this corrective structure should be outside this trend line to confirm that we have reversed and then we are going down. Okay, but there's a possibility that we're still getting a 1, 2, 3, and one last push low higher before we go down. But I'm more inclined to the downside now on the pound pairs. Okay, so I'm more inclined to this, but you need to get this to confirm that you're going down, because right now anything can happen. You can see you just have one impulsive move to the downside. Okay, anything can happen. It can just reverse like that. Okay, that's pound New Zealand, pound Audi. You can see we've got a similar structure. Actually, these lines are forecasted before we got this down and then up. See that it played out as what I anticipated. Now we're getting this down here, and this one is a bit more clearer. You're getting this structure here, corrective flag. So watch this flag. Watch it on the 1 hour. Let's go to the 1 hour, because it has reached the reversal area. Watch this on the 1 hour now for a move to the downside. Okay, so you may still get this pushing higher like this. Let me clear all that, clear everything else. See that we've got a flag on the 1 hour here. We may still, excuse me, just sneezing there. Got blocked nose this morning. All right, so that's the structure that we may be having there for the push down. Okay, so that's what we're going to be looking at on pound Audi. Clear. This one is clear. So watch it. It has already started. Pound Audi, pound New Zealand, we did. Pound CAD. And before we do pound CAD, let's do pound JPY. You can see the exact same structure, right? But it looks like we're going to have a push higher before we get the push lower that we're anticipating. But we can see that we had a push lower. Now what we're getting is a corrective structure. So when this breaks to the downside, we're selling. Why are we selling this? You see, remember that we took a very nice trade here on pound JPY based on the structure, on this structure. Let's go 4 hour. Last week we got this move here based on the structure that we still trying to get a name for. So every time you get an impulse down, I should have shown you a lot of other patterns that have got this similar structure. You watch what happens with these structures. I've shown it last week. You get an impulse down, and after getting an impulse down, you get a slowdown like that. Okay, so and we have noticed that there's a number of structures that can happen in here. Sometimes you just get a 1, 2, 3, and then it shoots up. Sometimes it just keeps going on and going on. Maybe 7, 6, and then it shoots up. So last week we said I think it was a week ago or a week before where we took this trade based on this structure. So we just wanted it to break out of here. When it broke out, we got this small correction. You can clearly see this correction on the 1 hour. We got this move to the upside. And then we were targeting here, exactly here. No, actually, this was the target. We took profit here. This is where we took profits. Right. So this was the target. And the reason for that was the structure that we were looking at here. You see a lot of lines. So on other pairs. So this was the forecast that I did before. 1, 3. What does that do? That gives you a corrective structure. So this is why I'm anticipating a downside on this. Why? Because I've got 1, 1, 2, 3 down. Could be a 3-wave structure in yellow. Okay. I think these colors are too similar. Let me use different ones. When I use red down, then I use green. 1, 2, 3, and then the yellow, the red down. So what is this correction? It's clear, regular flat. You can see the behavior as soon as it touches the level. It just jumps down. Okay, here it came back, but every time it touches that level, it just goes down with a strong impulse. So it's a clear regular flat. You see here, it's exactly on the line. So this is why we anticipate that we're going to have a move like this. Let's do it with yellow. We need a corrective structure like that for us to get the move down. It's going to be a big move down if that confirms. It hasn't confirmed at the moment. If you go to the 1 hour, that's where I was now. Let's just go to the 1 hour, confirm what we're looking for here. This is the move. We've got the move down. Now we're getting the correction on the 1 hour. See, this is what we anticipate. This is what we want the structure to behave like. So if this breaks to the downside, those who don't have screen time, you can put your sell order under the flag, right? Stop loss above the flag. But we don't know how far this flag will go or how far this corrective structure will go. So that's why you cannot just take it in the flag, because you can take it now and then it keeps going like, you can take it now and then this flag just keeps going, doing like this, keeps doing like this, takes you out, and then when it takes you out, then it starts going down. This is why you do not take trades within the corrective structure. Okay, that's pound JPY, pound US dollar. Okay, so pound USD looks like we had that last push up, and similar to pound JPY, now we had the move down. We're getting this one here, this corrective structure here. We're anticipating downside. Why are we anticipating downside? Similarly here, if I go to the higher time frame, let's go for hour. Actually, there's a possibility of a push higher again here. Right, so we were anticipating that we're going to get this as an A, B, C. So this is why we're anticipating downside on this, but this will have to break out of here and form a flag like this to confirm this move. Okay. Otherwise, you may just get a 1, 2, 3, and a 1 more push higher that will come and retest this high here before you come down like that. But will that be easy? See, we're just looking at patterns here. This is what we teach in our course, how to identify these patterns, where they happen and all that. So this will be a very lovely pattern. So even if this does not go down here now, we still be comfortable to wait for it to get another push higher, because that will just be confirming the structure that we're looking for. Okay, so there's no trend at the moment except wait for a corrective structure. You're gonna have to be careful with this one. As soon as it starts moving, you need to move your stop to break even. All right, that's pound US dollar, pound chief. All right, so pound chief also looks like it wants to form. You can see here we've got 1, 2, 3, like this with straight lines. We've got 1, 2, right? Now I'm anticipating a 3 like this, and that will be an expanding flat that I'm anticipating there. As you can see over there, right? Very nice. You get something like this, pound chief sell. Very good trade if you get a flag like this. About the 4 hour here, you need to look for these flags on the 1 hour. You're gonna have a very nice trade to the downside if we get those corrections. So you need to wait for the pounds and see how they behave. Right. But if we come down to this level, we may get a push higher before we get another down. Okay. A very nice trade on pound chief. Pound JPY we did, pound CAD. Okay, pound CAD. So pound CAD, we go to the daily. I'll show you where the forecast came from for this. So this is on the daily time frame. This is how we forecasted this. We had the move down. All we were anticipating was for this to give us 1, 2, 3. So this move is still not completed, right? It did not break here to show that we're not getting an expanding flat. Okay, so it may just come to this level for a regular flat. So this is how we forecasted this initially. And this is why it has been on it. So the rest of the pound pairs are look bearish except for pound CAD, which means this one may be going up because of the CAD on it, the quoted pair. That may be weak in the coming sessions against the pound. Okay, so remember that was the downside. See how easy it is to focus. And you focus it on the daily. Whenever you're on the lower time frame, you just look for continuation pattern until you reach this level. This was easy. Impulse ABC. Very easy. So what are we looking? How does the structure look now? We go to the lower time frame, the 4 hour. It's looking downside at the moment. It looks like we've got a sell set up there. So we may come down here and keep pushing higher. For now, with the rest of the pound pairs, we are looking for these flags for downside. This one, look for it to come and retest this level here first. Okay. But there's a possibility that it can come here first, retest before it comes down, before it goes. See, market moves in waves. So you don't just buy and expect it to go once in a straight line. So that's pound CAD, pound chief, pound USD we've done. Have we done pound New Zealand? I think we did. Pound New Zealand, similar. We just want the correction. Pound Audi, we did. Okay. Now the yen pairs. US dollar JPY. Okay. So we sold this pair here. And then it moved down. We're anticipating that it's gonna give us a correction, but this correction has now become very deep. So we need to watch how it behaves. This is the correction. This is the move that we looked at. We sold this piece. Now it reversed. We thought it was just going to reverse, slide, give us a 1, 2, 3, and come down. But now it has reversed deeply, which may change the structure, but that's okay. So we've got the move down. And now we're getting 3 waves pullback. 1, 2, possibly come to that level. Okay. That may give us that structure. Okay, but we'll update this one as it happens because it may and do this. Give us another 1, 2, 3 here, deep correction, and then go without come to retest that level then comes down. Okay, so we need to watch how it plays out. For now, it's still risky to buy. No sell setup as also either. Euro yen. So euro yen is a very interesting one with its structure. So this is what gets beginner traders confused, or beginner Elliot waivers. Structures like this. When I put up my numbers there and my patterns, it becomes very clear. But when you're alone with a chart, that's where the challenge comes in. So that's because you do not have the method on how to start with the identification of the patterns and the fundamentals as well. Not fundamental, I'm not talking about the news, I'm talking about the fundamental basics, basic principles of the Elliott wave theory. So let's look at this one. Very interesting. Look at this structure. So when you've learned the structures and how you identify them, where they interlink with each other, when you look at the charts, that's all you'll see. So now we've got the impulse that's coming from way back down. And what I see here, I see this first structure here. I'm going to do the middle one with a different color. The different color there. I'm going to do this other structure here that is not yet completed. This one here. So that could come down here. All right. So what am I looking at there? I'm looking at this SA 1, 2, 3. A 1, 2, 3. A 1, a 2, then a 3. Okay, so I would typically expect this to come down here. But if it turns here, it does not may change the structure. That just means that this is now a running flat. I just don't like trading running flats much because the running flats do not have a clearly defined turning point at the end. Okay, but what is that? I've marked the structures. So then what is this? First structure, W. Second structure, X. 1, 2, 3, last structure, Y. So essentially I just have a impulse, 1, 2, 3. If this is going to be a regular flat and we don't get a reversal from this to come down here, then we have a simple impulse 1, 2, 3. Okay, so for now, I will only trade this when it gets out of this correction, because right now it's quite sideways. It's sideways. If it breaks out of this structure here, if it breaks out of the structure, we're gonna look the new pattern that is forming. If it breaks out, go. Okay, but we just don't know if it's ready yet because we just got this pattern that looks like a running flat here. I don't like it because I wanted it to come and retest down here. Okay, so if this is all of the correction, then we're gonna have this breakout because thing is correcting is a continuation pattern for the big move. So if we break out of here, we're gonna get another move to the upside. It is gonna be a very good trade. Okay, I would just prefer that it comes down. But if it doesn't, it doesn't matter. It doesn't change anything. So with the Euro JPY, give it some time. Chief JPY. Let's go here. Right, so Chief JPY, we've got a move coming from down. We've got a correction. Looks like you're gonna get another correction here. 1, 2, and now we are on the 3. So look out for corrections for buys. Taking it up to this level in yellow. Not a very clear one at the moment, but if you get something like this, you can take it up there. Right, that's Chief JPY, Audi JPY. So Audi JPY, we've got this big expanding flat there. this one here. Switch off the labeling. 1, 2, 3. Okay, need to see if we're gonna have continuation patterns. So this, let's take this off. Let's put it back there. So if that is the expanding flat, we've got a big impulse up there, but we've got another impulse down. So this may still give us another corrective structure here. So we may get a move down first. All right, so, or this structure before we go up. Right, so data frame, this has broken the major trend line. Right. So you would have an impulse, 1, 2, 3, waves pull back. Impulse, 1, 2, 3 waves pull back. If it comes down first, so you need to watch what it does. It may come back here, come to this level, come down, come up, before continuing with the move lower. Right, so that's all of the euro-yen pairs. Let's see what I'm missing here. We've done the euros, yen pairs, pound. Let's do a few of the CAD pairs. Kerchief. So Kerchief, we traded this. We've got an impulse coming from the downside, and we traded this piece here. We traded this piece here because we could see there was a clear 1, 2, and then we traded the 3. That's how we trade. So now the 1, 2, 3 is done. We got a strong impulse to the upside. So we need to see if we're going to get a big correction here for further move to the upside. Right now, it made a move down here. We made a move down here. We may get a correction here. We get something like this there for another move up. Okay. So this correction may not be this deep, but we need to keep an eye on it. Nothing clear at the moment on that now. Audi New Zealand. I'm going to do the Audis and the New Zealands at the same time. So here we've got a move down. We've got 1, 2. We've got 1, 2, 3. Right. Also a running flat. Now we're getting this. I don't know if this is the start of this yellow move, but you could have sold it here. And if you sold it there, then you'll be anticipating this similar move to the downside. So if that is the move, you keep waiting for flex to the downside. Keep waiting for flex to the downside. That's Audi New Zealand. Go to. We're anticipating a big move to the downside. I'm going to show it in next webinars as the time goes. All right. So which one else? Audi Chief. Let's look at Audi Chief. Go higher time frame. Day. So Audi Chief, we had a very interesting one here. So Audi Chief also expecting downside. This is the reason why. If you look at this here, if we put this as a trend line, we had there what looks like a leading diagonal in wave A. So if that is a leading diagonal in wave A, that is A, then we're anticipating that we're going to have this B here. We had this 1, we had this 2, now we're getting this 3. So if that is the structure we're looking for, and you can see that we've got downside there, what you just need to do is come here, look for these structures, continuation patterns, so that we can come down to this level. And this is the daily time frame, so it's quite a lot of pips to the downside here. So keep an eye on that one as it breaks down. Actually been correcting for quite a while. Let's look at the 4 hour and look if we've got anything that looks like a setup, sell setup there. All right, so it's actually had an impulse up and may come retrace there, get another impulse before you get that move down. Remember this pattern that I've been talking about, the strong pattern? Impulse down, slows down, impulse. So we traded this piece as well. Last week, when we did this pair, it was actually here on this candle, on this exact candle. So the Friday before last, this closed here. So when it opened last Monday, I said when it opened, expect a jump. So you can see here, this candle here started with a jump on market open. That's because it had completed this pattern. It had completed this pattern. See the impulse and the slowdown. Impulse and the slowdown pattern. Very powerful pattern. So that's Audi Chief, Audi CAD with D. Audi CAD, I'm going to skip. I don't see anything of a potential trade there. Let's just look at silver, maybe oil and Bitcoin, and then we're done. Silver is similar to gold. Difference between silver and gold, if you remember, on gold, we had this move, 3 waves pullback. You'll be anticipating a move similar in size as this one. All right, so there's no indication of a reversal as yet. So whenever you get, but these are gonna be dangerous sells because we are now very low. You can still get these sells to the downside. So if you're gonna get a sell, take a sell trade here, must take profit quickly because we're very close to equal legs there. We're very close to a reversal. So you need to be careful with silver. Oil, this deep correction that we've been talking about has now happened. Let's load oil. So oil, 3 waves pullback. We've been anticipating this. Now after the pullback, you get the impulse. Go to the 1 hour time frame, get a flag like this, you buy it. But you need to take it to this level because it may come down before it goes. Okay, then it will be a proper corrective structure like this. But for now, you can get this trade to the upside. If it goes, and if this is all the deep correction that the market wants, then it will go. So that if you've got the trade here, then you'll just hold it and see how it moves. Then you're in good profits. But otherwise, if it does this, takes you out on break even, then you're fine. You're gonna wonder, take it again when it reverses and gives you a flag. Then you're gonna take it for a couple of 100 pips. Now Bitcoin, we had a pullback right at the top there. So as anticipated, that it was just setting up. Every time Bitcoin does this, it's an opportunity to buy. So it's a buy. Any corrective structure like this, and it doesn't correct, it doesn't give deep corrections, it just keeps going. Okay, let's see what happens when it comes to that $20,000 level that it reached last week. May even do this again, and if it does this, that's even more to even propel it more to the upside. But it hardly does those kind of structures. It just does these ones. As you can see here, similar one that we got, similar one that you got, similar one that you got, similar one that you got. Every time it corrects, it's just slowing down. It's just pumping up momentum. Okay, so if you have bought on the breakout of this one, we're going to be targeting the previous 20,000 level on Bitcoin. Okay, so that is the end of our webinar. If there are any questions, you can take questions for the next 5 minutes or so before we end it. Thank you very much for joining, guys. Please like and share the links on YouTube and all other platforms so that people can see the webinar as well. Thank you. Any questions? All quiet. Everybody happy? Can I end the webinar? All right, so I'm going to end the webinar. As it depends on the structure that you're looking for. Remember, a flag is a corrective structure. Okay, so a flag is a corrective structure, so it depends where you want to take a trade. So if I want to take a trade, I'll typically look at it in the lower time frame. You're welcome, Mongani. Yeah, so the last course, the next course is going to be in the first week of February, but that doesn't stop you from joining us now. You can join now. You get the course videos, the previous course videos that you can start learning even before the next course. It's a full packaged course on video, so you get to learn the fundamental basics, the principles of the Elliot wave theory, the application, all on that video, and then you can just ask questions between now and the first week of February. All right, guys, have a great week ahead. Thank you. Cheers. Bye-bye. Any other question before I stop it? Okay, that's it. Cheers. Bye-bye.